First, we continue to believe the best way to create a more stable, secure, and prosperous Middle East and deal a lasting blow to Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the entire so-called axis of resistance is through forging a more integrated region. And the key to achieving that integration, now more than ever, is ending this conflict in a way that realizes the long-standing aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians to live with peace and security in states of their own. Second, as much influence as the United States wields in the Middle East, we can't dictate outcomes. In the end, whether the region takes the path toward greater integration will ultimately come down not to us, but to the decisions of its leaders and the decisions of its people. We stand here today with a window of opportunity still open. While seizing it cannot bring back the innocent Israeli and Palestinian lives lost, it will prevent more lives from being taken. It will break the cycle of violence and bloodshed. We must not squander this chance. Israel's most deep-rooted desire from its founding has been to be accepted and treated as a normal state in the region and the world, with all the rights and responsibilities that implies. At the same time, in Israeli hearts and minds lies the conviction that past efforts at peace have been met with rejection, violent resistance, greater insecurity, with Camp David leading to the Second Intifada, the unilateral withdrawals from Lebanon and Gaza, leading to Hezbollah and to Hamas. In the wake of October 7th, convincing Israelis otherwise will be a necessary and major undertaking. The prospect of normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia represents the best opportunity to achieve the long-sought goal of Israel's greater integration in the region. And it's also the best incentive to get the parties to make tough decisions necessary to fully realize the aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians and cut the Gordian knot that has held back progress up to this point. Much of the heavy lifting for normalization is complete, including negotiations on complex U.S.-Saudi elements of an agreement. These elements include a strategic alliance agreement that establishes Saudi Arabia as a treaty ally of the United States, a defense cooperation agreement that enhances military coordination and builds integrated capabilities, an energy agreement that includes civil nuclear cooperation, and an economic agreement to bolster bilateral trade and investment. For both sides, October 7th has raised the stakes of the normalization deal. For Saudi Arabia, advancing efforts to realize Palestinian self-determination was always a key component. But now, the need to end the war in Gaza and for a credible road to Palestinian statehood is all the more urgent for Riyadh. For Israel, October 7th and its aftermath have underscored that a more integrated region and security architecture can best address threats to its security and isolate its enemies. That is exactly what we saw in April and again in October when, with U.S. leadership, partners in the region and beyond came together in an unprecedented way to help defend Israel against Iran's unprecedented direct missile attacks. It also speaks to what the world could do to put Iran's nuclear program back in a box and ensure that Tehran never has a nuclear weapon. In 2021, a team of documentary filmmakers traveled around Gaza asking children a simple question: what is your dream? Many of the kids they interviewed looked to be 5 or 6 years old, about the same age as my own kids. A little girl dreamed of becoming a doctor. Why? The interviewer asked. To treat people in war, she said.